the fact that some musicians are coming from the academy as well as few from the LFO, I think is a very interesting idea of combining those two orchestras, which might be for the future also an idea to integrate more programs like this. Basically, I think it's an adventurous repertoire which will be extremely inspiring everybody. We will all sit on the edge of this chair, simply because the repertoire we choose together with Wolfgang is really representative of a period of the 20th century. So a virtuoso orchestra is necessary. They are all coming from the major orchestra in the world. Some are young, some are less young. Therefore, my expectation is very high, and I'm really looking forward to perform this program with them. The program was built together with Wolfgang Rihm, which is a dear friend and whom I performed in the last 30 years, many world premiere compositions for symphony orchestra. And the program will actually start with Mosolov Eisengisserei, which is a typical poetica futurista, in the sense of an onomatopoeic description of a metallic industry. In fact, there is the Eisenblech in the orchestration, which want to reproduce the obsessiveness of the rhythmical repetition of a rhythm like a machine, producing steel. I think it's a very opening, impressive piece, which will prepare the Schoenberg 5 pieces, Opus 16, which we will perform in the Urfassung 1909. Is one of the great masterpieces, where not only he developed his own 12-tone system for the symphony orchestra, but also he tried for instance, the third movement, Farben, what the principle of the Klangfarbe Melodie is, which means a melody drawn by single individual notes. Then will be perform Rihm Dis-Kontur, the major work of 1974, where the grosse Hammer, the same we will use in the Sixth Symphony of Mahler, plays a main role because it's a very dramatic and aggressive piece, temperamental, as Wolfgang very often is, and describe his opening to this sound universe of the symphony orchestra, which in 1974 was one of the leading composition which developed his own experience. So I'm very pleased to perform this piece, which I actually have never done before. And we close the program with the Grande Aulodia of Bruno Maderna. This is a piece I like very much. I performed it in Amsterdam with a concerto about over 20 years ago. And we will have Jacques Zoon and Navarro, the soloist. And I think it's a very interesting piece because it's a celebration of melodies in a very uneasy way of composing aleatoric moments, which means moments where everybody plays on a trace of music, but without the beat from the conductor. Everybody is free within a structure conceived to be individually chosen by the players. Complex piece, but I think it describes that the program we want to build with the alumni orchestra is a kind of adventure which starts from Mosolov in 1928 to move forward, progressively up to Grande Aulodia of Maderna, which is a composition of 1970. It's one of the latest Maderna work because he died early, I think in 1973. So Grande Aulodia is also, as for Rihm, his composition means so much, the period of his youth. Grande Aulodia represents one of the greatest compositions of Bruno Maderna maturity.